Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Golden Axe for the third and final time. We have made our way into the land of Lyria as the dwarf Gilius Thunderhead to go and defeat the evil forces of Death Adder. In the last episode we took on the Fiend's Path, a bit of a roundabout way to finally make our way into Death Adder's castle, and in this episode we're going to go and breach it. So, first part of our journey into the castle is to take on these groups of enemies. Now these early fights, not too bad. All we really want to worry about at the moment is maintaining our health as much as possible, because we got 3 levels here, and we want to maintain our continues for the final fight of the game. It's a bit of an annoying one. It's really just a test of stamina. But now that we've gone the other 2 guys out of the way, we can just charge attack the big guy over and over and over again. He's a bad brother. That's his name. Usually they come in pairs, but in this final level, no, not final level, this would be the finale of the arcade game, but the Mega Drive adds 2 more levels to the end of it. But in this, he's by himself, which makes him a lot more tolerable to deal with. But once they're done, 2 skeletons appear, and then the big guy himself, Death Adder. Because again, in the actual arcade release of the game, this is it. This is the finale of the game. Now, Death Adder himself isn't that bad. It's a bit annoying that he's already taken a life from us. But the old strategies work as well as they have up until now, and we can just charge attack people back and forth. We want to get rid of these skeletons as quickly as possible, realistically, because they're in many ways more annoyance than Death Adder is himself. Skeletons in general in this game, just horrible to deal with. But there's one done. We'll just charge attack him one final time. If we had managed to do our charge attack, we would have gone over that, but it is what it is. And now Death Adder's by himself. All we have to do is this, over and over and over again. He's not that threatening of a bad guy. Part of that might be because he no longer wields the golden axe in the game. You notice he's got just this dull bronze copper axe going on here. He's not doing his best here. But once you get him to this stage by himself, you can just do this. You can just charge him into a corner, and he can't do anything about it. He technically has a wake-up attack like that. But if you just make sure that you got enough distance when he wakes up, he'll try and do his projectile attack, and, you know, that's it. He goes down like that. He's really not that tough. Now that's of course because the Genesis adds those extra 2 levels, but anyway, with that, because this would be the end of the arcade game, we do get a little bit of a cutscene as the king and queen are released. Accept my utmost gratitude for our rescue. It's the jump button you need to press. I thank you for your courage, for you have... Okay, didn't read that bit. But I have a feeling that he might have been taking orders. Sometimes he did disappear into that door. Were you going to bow for me yet once more? Yes, my lord. Yep, they probably realised that they have the giant door in the background of the arcade release that never really got explained. So in this one, you go into it and you see 2 more levels. Now this one has a bit of a bad reputation because stage 7, Death Adder's castle proper, is filled with bottomless pits, and they're kind of a nightmare. This one in particular, if you don't get it right, you can lose a lot of lives trying to get over it. So I found the best way to do it is to dash into it. Oh, that's not good. Let's let that guy kill himself before we try again. But I find that you can charge jump, and that's probably the best way to make sure you get over. Now, the good thing about having a bunch of death pits everywhere in this level is that enemies are really keen to kill themselves charging at you. Like, I'd say a good 50% of the enemies in this level will die before they even reach you, because they'll just charge straight off the arena and die that way. Otherwise, you can charge attack them, assuming your charge input works, and do it yourself. It's not that bad of a level. Seeing how infamous it is, it's not that bad. The real problem is that we're taking a lot of damage here, which is reducing the number of continues that we might have for the final fight of the game. Did he get thrown into something there? Because he's not coming back. Let's see. Okay, this section kind of sucks because some thieves spawn in alongside the enemies. Now, it's great having thieves because, you know, they give you your magic bottles for the to continue using your magic, except when they're getting in the way of you fighting actual enemies. Luckily, these two in particular aren't particularly tanky, and sometimes they do that. It's particularly annoying because then you just get the thieves respawn after you deal with a fight, so they just get in the way for no reason, and you can go and refill your magic bottles. Anyway, it's a bit annoying, but it is what it is. Now in this section, we want to try and get to the left side of the arena. Sorry, the right side of the arena. It's a bit annoying that we got kind of crushed in between enemies there. Especially because now we ended up respawning at the top of the arena. The rest of the enemies in the fight respawn, or spawn in. But as you saw, once we get kind of to the right side of an enemy, we can just charge or jump attack or do any of the numerous other attacks in the game that cause them to be knocked back. And you can get them into that little crevice that just about stays on the left side of the screen. That's all you need to do. After that, 2 more Lieutenant Bitters spawn. This is pretty much the only method in which they spawn in at this point. But if you can separate them, you can get one on your left, like so. And then we want to try and charge to the other side of him. More successful than has been in the past, but that's good. That's only beneficial for us. But with him done, we go into the final fight of the game. Yep, in this version, there are 3 different versions of Death Adder. You have Death Adder in stage 6. You have Deathbringer here. And then you also have Death Adder Jr. in the easy mode of the game, the beginner mode. So there's a lot of Death Adders here. Or Death Adder reskins, I should say. This guy is infamous. He's a massive pain in the ass. Or rather, I should say his fight's a massive pain in the ass, because he is by no means the worst part of it. The real worst part of the fight are the 2 skeletons that are alongside him, just like in the Deathbringer fight. Sorry, the Death Adder fight. Because these guys are effectively immortal. They have no less than 255 HP, which makes them effectively immortal. They have twice as much HP as any other enemy in the game. That is to say, Deathbringer, because he's the second tankiest enemy in the game. You are not supposed to kill him. Simply put, there's no way that you're realistically going to kill them. They're just there to be a massive pain in the ass. Now, luckily, the jump attack spam is pretty effective, all things considered. You just want to try and get Deathbringer conclusively onto one side of you. You never want to be like inside of him when he attacks you. Like, you never want to be, as you can see there, every so often get knocked into him, because then he has his most dangerous attack. But soon enough, considering how like infamous he is, he goes down pretty easily. He's really not that bad. And with that, we go back to the King and Queen. Thank you, gallant one. Now the people will be able to live, to build, and to prosper in peace. May you be titled the Saviour of our kingdom. Now prepare for a grand feast. As we look at the camera with a kind of dead-eyed, burned clay look. We praise your acts of bravery and deeds of courage. That's kind of a same thing twice over, but there we are, I suppose. Finally, you have defeated all of the evil clan. The land, Lyria, shall revive in peace, and the people will talk of your deeds as a legend in the years to come. Right up until Golden Axe 2, I suppose. But yeah, ultimately the finale of the game, for how many times I've seen people say, oh, it's really difficult. It's not that much of a step up from the actual rest of the game. And here we get the cast of enemies and heroes. Ignore their attack and move levels, they are completely wrong. They have absolutely no bearing to anything in the game itself. But it is a nice touch. I always like it when a game kinda does a cast of their enemies. So there's Henninger, Longmoan. Well, I always saw it was a little bit faster than Henninger, but maybe that's just the AI being programmed differently. But yeah, ultimately Golden Axe, for a game that I'm seeing touted as like the point that the beat 'em up genre got good, it's really not that great. Like Stortanaya, Strobaya, they're just charging constantly. The AI kind of sucks. The only real legitimate strategy that anyone in the game has, whether that's you as a player or the enemy, is just to charge at their opponent over and over and over again, and that makes the game really dull after a while, because all you're doing is either charging at an enemy or you're jumping at them and jump attacking them. So that's your only strategy. And I think the reason for this is because the Sega Genesis controller is ultimately fairly limited. You could only guarantee that a player would have 3 buttons. I think there was a version that came out with 6, but the basic version came out with 3, I believe. Which meant that you could only build a game for 3, with 3 inputs maximum, realistically, ignoring motion inputs. So that's fine. Like, that's enough for a beat 'em up. Unless you make the bizarre decision to make one of those buttons entirely used for a screen nuke that you can maybe pull off once or twice in a level. Like, once in a fight, realistically. Ever. You get to go and pull it off. It's a bizarre choice, because that means that everything else in the game is contextual to a single button, minusing the jump attack. So they've limited themselves quite significantly for something that they really didn't need to do. It was a completely unfounded error that means that you have so much less freedom to have a complex and interesting fight, like combat system, because everything has to be mapped to a single button. So all that happens is that you just end up gridlocked into a single strategy for the entire game. And like, it works fine, but it's boring, Like, against Death Adder, you're doing the same thing as you're doing against any group of other enemies. Against Deathbringer, maybe you're jump attacking more than you're charge attacking, but you're still doing one of 2 things in every single situation. And it's just a bit dull. It was an unfounded error that I think significantly impacted the quality of the game in a negative manner. So I didn't really enjoy myself, which, I'm not a huge fan of beat-em-ups anyway, but seeing as this is where I'm seeing people say that, this was the point that the genre got good, I'm starting to doubt whether it's me, and whether it might just be the fact that the genre isn't that well developed, I suppose I made a mistake there. I assumed it was the queen, but in reality it was the princess. And now what's this? Oh, here we go. Here are the actual credits. I was a bit worried that, it was kind of a thing back then that Japanese devs especially wouldn't show off their credits, and as much as they're not actually credited, they're all under nicknames. I'm reading through the Sega Retro Wiki a lot in preparation for these videos, because, a lot of them end up being the Genesis games. It is a good thing that over time we have kind of figured out who the majority of each development team is. So it was bad. I understand why they did it. It was a bad thing to do, but I'm glad that over time we have learned to say Chisuki is. Let's see who this is. We figured out maybe who Roko is. I'd say maybe 70-80% of people, from the looks of it, they've kind of figured out over time. But yeah, Golden Axe, wouldn't really recommend. The problem is from the sounds of it, the way people are describing it, it seems like Golden Axe 2 and 3, which are in the backlog, are just Golden Axe again. with a slightly different coat of paint, which doesn't bode well, because I wasn't enjoying this. I am curious to get to Streets of Rage, which is another thing in the Mega Drive and Genesis Classics collection, because that seems to be a significantly more universally accepted point that yes, this is a good beat 'em up. Not just like this is where beat 'em ups got good, and then other people are saying, well, it's still kinda missing some key elements. I'm seeing Streets of Rage, everyone is just saying, yeah, that's a good game. So I'm excited to get to that, but Golden Axe 2 or 3, you know, when I get around to it, I'll play it, but it's just like, fine, I guess. I'm doing it out of obligation, out of like an incessant need to do everything. But yeah, I'm not necessarily looking forward to it legitimately. But yeah, presented by Sega, I think this is probably wrapping up the credits now. But there we are. Tyrus Flare, Axe Battler, and Gilius Thunderhead. And the game ends. Let's see how we did. Total score 210.6, strength 53.4. I don't think that's great. Oh, it's an A rank. Oh, what do you know? That's a lot better than I thought it would be. I'll take that. I'll take an A rank. But anyway, with that, that is Golden Axe over. I hope at the very least that you all enjoyed it, even if I didn't necessarily. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Here is what we're going to be playing next, but for now, adios and ciao.